In a morning like this, you really feel it. Here's the ocean, the sunrise, and then beyond that is space. And we're just part of this whole enormous thing, the cosmos. Are we unique to the cosmos? Are we the only organism that ponders its place in space? Carl Sagan talked about this dream of sailing through space pushed by photons, the physics of light. And he talked about this in practical terms and very romantically back in the 1970s.
Let's talk about this. This is interesting.
Well, there's a just tremendously exciting prospect called solar sailing, and which travels on the radiation and particles that come out of the sun, the wind from the sun.
And so this dream of Carl Sagan's, Bruce Murray, and Lou Friedman, the founders of the Planetary Society, is going to be realized at last. You know, we flew a test flight 4 years ago. Got on orbit, as they say, and it flew well enough, but there were some communication difficulties that were overcome. So we've had several years to sort out those software problems, those solid engineering problems. And now we're going to do it for real. We're going to go edge on toward the sun, rotate, get a push, rotate, get a push. Regular rockets run out of fuel. Sooner or later they run out of fuel. But a solar sail, no. As long as there's a star, you get a push. It's really amazing. It's relativistic, it's physics. I mean, I think Carl Sagan would be very proud of this effort. It's a small spacecraft, but it's an enormous story. We got 50,000 people around the world who just thought this was an inspirational thing to invest in. And we're doing this just to advance space science and exploration because we want to know more about the cosmos and our place within it. We want to know more about where we fit into this whole thing. So together, we built a spacecraft, a real spacecraft. And this is one more step in understanding it all. I sure hope it flies and everything works as well as we hope it will.
Very exciting to see you observing as the CEO of the Planetary Society, observing the project close at hand. Carry on.
The morning test didn't work so well. There were a lot of anomalies, a lot of little problems. So we'll see if the afternoon test goes well. So right now the spacecraft is booting up. It looks like we're just standing here watching it, which we are, but it's also booting up.
You're a go for sail deployment.
Ready to go.
2, 1, boom.
And that's it. Professor Sagan, this one's for you. The history of solar sailing, it depends when you want to start counting. I mean, for me, I was in Carl Sagan's class in the spring of 1977, and he was talking about this mission to Comet Halley. We used to call Halley's Comet.
It can get you around the inner part of the solar system a lot faster and a lot more conveniently than the usual sorts of rocket propulsion. See, it's a whole new kind of idea.
Anyway, that mission got canceled, fine. Comet Halley got canceled. But the whole thing really, you can say goes back to Johann Kepler in 1607 and 08 when Comet Halley came by the Earth back then. He reasoned that whatever was creating those tails was from the sun, sunlight. And it was right. I mean, that's true. And so he proposed that people would one day be sailing on sunbeams, starlight, even back then.
Speaking of scientific advancement, you've written a book called Star Sailing, Solar Sails and Interstellar Travel.
It's an idea of you hoist a big sail up and you use sunlight pressure to go around the solar system.
1985, Lou Friedman publishes his book about solar sailing. It sounded like the coolest thing to me as an engineer. It just sounded so elegant. There's no fuel. If you got materials that can handle radiation and heat from the sun, you could get going 100 kilometers a second and shoot to flipping anywhere.
So you can actually see the big spring inside the P-pod deployer device that's basically like a jack-in-the-box. So they'll push the LightSail down into it, and then when they release the doors in space, the spring will push the LightSail off on its ride in space.
I'm originally from Germany. I live in Florida now. I'm a fresh member of the Planetary Society, and this is my first Planetary Society event.
We're really excited to see this. It's going to be crazy. It's going to change space exploration forever.
There is another payload on LightSail 2. And Jennifer, I wonder if you could talk a little bit more about the DVD.
Yes, the Planetary Society has a whole history of sending us somehow to space. So maybe it's your name, maybe it's a piece of information, a message that you want to send. And so for LightSail, what we did was we sent the names of all of our members. This is one of the things we do quite often. But we also gave an opportunity to do selfies to space. So you could send a picture of yourself as well.
To me, the LightSail program is laying the groundwork for operational use of solar sails to go do science missions. And that's what NASA's doing with the Near-Earth Asteroid Scout mission, which is going to launch on the first Space Launch System launch. And that mission is going to use a solar sail to go out and do science at an asteroid. And that's a beautiful follow-on to the LightSail program. They've been following along with us every step of the way. They've been coming to our reviews, they've come to our major tests, and we've had a NASA Space Act agreement, so we've been sharing information with them all along the way. So to me, that is LightSail 3. You know, that's a beautiful follow-on to the LightSail program.
Thank you all so much for making the trip, for coming here and supporting us, because we really are making space history, space exploration history, and we're doing it together.
Hi, my partner couldn't come because she's in law school and she couldn't get the time off. But this has just been so inspiring. It's awesome.
Let it dry, let it dry, let it dry.
Thank you.
My name is Isabel Kahan. I'm from Vienna, Austria.
My name is Gerald Reichschmidt and I'm also from Vienna. I think it's super cool that you actually don't need any fuel, so you can just go forever. I think that could actually leapfrog human space exploration. So that's actually why we're here, just to see if it goes up. Learning about space is learning about humanity and learning about our past and our possible futures.
Being a part of the community, a big community who is excited about space exploration.
Go LightSail 2!
Oh, sorry.
Go LightSail!
My name is Naila Irwin, and I traveled from Happy Jack, Arizona. I'm a charter member of the Planetary Society. I joined in 1980, and my charter number is 882. This is my first launch, and we are just delighted to be here. So looking forward to it very much. Even though there's been a delay, we don't care.
I have been a member of the Planetary Society for 5 years. I joined with my dad, and it's been a blast.
You don't think that light can actually add propulsion to something, and the fact that we've discovered that and we can use that in our future means that there's possibilities that are endless.
I mean, it's amazing. I've been so inspired by space my whole life. Being able to actually see a project come to fruition and launch into space is a dream come true for me.
Oh my God, you guys, look at the
Yeah, I know, isn't that something? A bonus.
Now we are at T-minus 14 minutes from the launch of the Falcon Heavy, and all systems are go for launch on the half hour.
Fly this thing! It's all because of you all, so thank you so much. Thank you. Encourage everyone to be in the moment, just experience it. We'll look at the cool pictures later. Except you photographers, you
We don't get to be in the moment.
oh, look at this, that's total SpaceX party. Look at that.
3 minutes.
So now the pad, 39A, is lit up very, very easy for us to see here. And you can feel that little bit of a hush, little bit of a hush. This is, of course, the third Falcon Heavy ever to launch using previously flown cores. And in 2005, you know, the Planetary Society had Cosmos 1 end up in the ocean. If this thing crashed, that would really be disheartening. We'll all do this together, I'm sure. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guys, you can see the smoke trails. Even from here, you can see it. Wow! Nicely done, SpaceX. At night, it's just so striking. It's just amazing. It's magical. There they are. Wow, there are 2 of them. And you can see the clusters of engines. now in a few seconds, there'll be the sonic booms going through all this atmosphere to us. Everyone, I want to thank you all for your support. This is yours. Thank you so much. You are wow. The sonic boom seconds after landing. Nicely done. Thanks for making the trip. Nice shirt. Yeah, thank you. Gio, you the man. Bob, nicely done. No, we're not done, but my first part's over. I have him here. It's so amazing.
It's still shaking. I know.
That was outstanding, just phenomenal.
I was trembling the entire time, watching our collective sensing element reach further into the cosmos. Like, it's the most spiritual feeling I've ever had in my life.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
It was no way to describe it. The ground was shaking.
The light of those 27 engines was lighting all of us up, and it's as if it lit up our souls.
Wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. It was worth the trip from Arizona. I feel like I've been a part of the adventure.
Just the rocket itself, the moon, everything was perfect. The boost is coming back, Falcon Heavy at night
Surrounded by all the members.
Yeah, the Planetary Society here. So it's like it's friends all together.
It's amazing to be surrounded by people that made this thing happen.
It's like a big family, a cozy big family.
Yeah. Go LightSail! Go LightSail!
Go LightSail! Here comes fairing separation. We have confirmation of the payload fairing separation. So far, 4 minutes, 17 seconds into flight. Second stage looking good, headed to low Earth orbit carrying the 24 satellites.
Welcome back to the STP-2 mission as we await the next set of deployments. First up is Prox 1 with the LightSail CubeSat for the Planetary Society.
AOS Hawaii. Prox 1 deploy confirmed.
It was spectacular. After the launch, you're all caught up, everything shakes, your clothing, your hair, or whatever, it's all shaking. Then it's gone. People talking this and that, shaking hands, doing things, all very exciting. But then just as leaving the parking lot, our spacecraft, the Prox 1 spacecraft with LightSail 2 inside, got ejected. And so we watched it on a laptop in the parking lot of the Kennedy Visitor Center. It was really fantastic.
We're getting that other stuff. Oh, listen to that.
Oh,
that's
Leo.
great.
Totally Leo's
You're in the room across from the operations center.
Yeah, cool.
We have
Thank you for doing this.
directly across from us in operations. Everybody is counting down. The go, no go took place about 5 minutes ago, and we are go for deployment.
We're advancing space science exploration thanks to everybody there at Cal Poly, and thanks to our supporters around the world. This is a dream of our founders, Lou Friedman, Bruce Murray, and Carl Sagan. So I am honored to be representing the organization at this historic moment. Our LightSail 2 spacecraft was built by 50,000 people around the world who just think it's a worthy use of their resources, their time and their money, and I really, really appreciate it.
The Cal Poly tracking pass is about 13 minutes long. Then we'll be going over Purdue and Georgia Tech. Simultaneously, we'll switch over transmission from Cal Poly to the Purdue tracking station in terms of commanding at that point.
I've had the experience to run a pass, so I can say I operated LightSail, which is kind of cool. I'm 19. I just finished my first year as a mechanical engineering student here. I mean, it's just another day at work, I guess.
I'm Cole, and I've been running some of the operations for LightSail 2. It's the green one that's just about to go above Madagascar. Every time it goes overhead, we have a window of time to be able to communicate with the spacecraft.
My name is Michael Fernandez. I'm going to my 4th year at Cal Poly studying physics. LightSail is my 5th or 6th spacecraft that I've supported. Out of the projects I've worked on, it's probably the coolest one that I've operated. For me, the past month of preparation with operations has basically just been leading up to this moment of deploying the sail.
Deployment of the solar sail. This is something that the team's been working towards for years. It's been a 10-year program that I've been working with the Planetary Society for LightSail. It's been a great 10 years and really look forward to this next month where we're really demonstrating the first controlled solar sailing in Earth orbit.
Is the motor count increasing?
It says motor on. Telemetry shows LightSail 2 sail deployment motor is active.
Yep. Motor active. Motor is active. Motor is active.
The sail's got to deploy. I mean, we're well on our way. Everything's going great so far, but we got to finish it off. We got to get the sails out, and we got to build orbital energy.
135,786. Cell deployment complete.
All right.
LightSail 2 sail deployment is complete. All right, thank you guys.
Nicely done, you guys. Congratulations to everyone. That is fantastic. This is just an enormous kilometer marker, AKA milestone in the LightSail program. And so the sails are out, and so expect any moment the photons are pushing the sails higher and higher to a more distant apogee.
This has been a challenge from the beginning to where we are now. We still have challenges ahead as well. But every time we're able to deliver on a milestone, deliver to the expectations of our members and our supporters out there, it feels so good. It's exhilarating.
The spacecraft has been performing just nearly perfectly. We got the radio signal within a couple of seconds of our prediction of when it would become viable to get that signal.
We are sailing right now. Feel the photons.
It's a fantastic event for those of us into solar sailing. This is a new type of propulsion using nothing but photons from the sun. It's extraordinary because right now, while we're all sitting here, our LightSail 2 spacecraft is in orbit.
I do two main things with LightSail 2. One, as program manager, I manage the budgets, the team, I approve things that are recommended by the team in terms of implementation. The other thing I do is I'm the imaging lead, the imaging guy. So I figure out when it might not be cloudy and over the equatorial region, which is more challenging than it sounds. I get more excited about a picture than I do a printout of data, although it depends on the data. It can be kind of exciting. LightSail 2 is still doing great, doing controlled solar sailing, and we're actually 2 years into the mission sailing as well or better than we were early in the mission. We've worked with NASA for a number of years on their upcoming solar sail missions to share what we've learned in our solar sail missions. LightSail actually evolved in part from a NASA mission, NanoSail D, that did just a deployment of a sail from a CubeSat. We then took it to adding the more complex controlled solar sailing ability and flew it in Earth orbit. And then with NEA Scout, Near Earth Asteroid Scout, they will actually be going the next step of flying out to an asteroid using solar sailing. We're also working with Solar Cruiser, which is a mission farther out that will go even further from Earth and demonstrate a number of things with a much larger sail.
I'm Les Johnson. I work for NASA at the Marshall Space Flight Center, where I serve as the principal investigator for the Solar Cruiser solar sail mission. And I'm also the solar sail principal investigator for the Near Earth Asteroid Scout space mission. The Planetary Society's development of LightSail was in parallel to the development that NASA was doing for the Near Earth Asteroid Scout. We had people observing each other's tests, and anytime you learn from what other people have done is helping you do your job. But even more importantly, there is an intangible benefit that played a big role in the selection of the Solar Cruiser mission for flight, in my opinion. And that is, we were developing the proposal and it was all being reviewed when LightSail 2 successfully flew. And there's nothing like an existence proof that something is possible to convince people to consider something based on that that's very ambitious. The Planetary Society's contribution to the future of solar sail technology has been both technical and motivational. I first heard about solar sails through my first love, which is science fiction. I was probably in high school, and I read a novel by Larry Niven and Jerry Cornell called The Mote in God's Eye. And it tells the story of an alien invasion fleet coming toward Earth, propelled by laser-driven light sails. When the history of the first mission to Alpha Centauri is written, there will be undoubtedly a section in there on the development, the early flights of solar sails and laser sails that'll mention the work not only of NASA and the European Space Agency and the Japanese Space Agency, but it'll mention the efforts of the Planetary Society as a part of that.
We really made a mark in the history of space exploration, particularly in technology demonstration for a new propulsion technology of solar sailing. And I think that's something for all of us to be very proud of. The whole LightSail program has been developed by small groups of people working in lean shoestring fashions to try to do something that no one's ever done before. And we've succeeded. And right now we operate the spacecraft with a core team of only 5 people. And I think it's a testament to the quality of the team that we've been able to do that. Flying in space.
All right. Back up. Cool.
I'm sorry.
This idea that you could fly a spacecraft, that you could get propulsion in space from nothing but photons, it's really, it's counterintuitive, so it's surprising. And for me, it's very romantic. I have been charmed or thrilled by this idea ever since I first heard about it over 40 years ago. Everybody, let us gather in the library. There's Dave, there's Bruce. Today we declare mission success. We're going to a higher orbital altitude without rocket fuel, just from the push of sunlight. We are learning a lot from LightSail 2 right now. In other words, although we've declared mission success and we did this thing that we've been hoping to do for, depending how you reckon, 42 years, LightSail 2 will fly for another almost a year. And we're going to learn a lot about controlling the spacecraft and performance of the sails in the coming months. It's a very exciting time. Go LightSail! Thank you all. To mission success, everyone, to all of you. Go LightSail! Bruce has got a beer sign. All right, I will set aside the first slice. Now let's get people.
Yeah, let's pass these around.
Let's get people, anyone who has a second thumb, really. I think my parents would be very proud of me. My mother was proud. My dad said, Bill, do you have to use the word cool all the time? You're always saying things are cool. Isn't there some other word you can use? But I think he was ultimately proud, and I think they'd both be very proud now. And I think of them, continually, hundreds of times a day I think about them. My parents were both veterans of World War II. And it was, a stressful time, but people they accomplished mighty things in 5 years. And so let's do something great. Come on, let's do something great. Space exploration brings out the best in us. We solve problems that have never been solved before. And it always leads to extraordinary technologies that we take for granted. People can't tell what side of the street they're standing on without looking at their phone, which relies on global positioning satellites. For me, still, at the heart of the whole thing, are the two deep questions. And the guy that articulated this for me best was Bruce Murray. He said, we all wonder, everyone wonders, where did we come from? Where did we come from? What are we all doing here on Earth? And are we alone? Is there another living thing out there somewhere? There's just got to be something else alive out there someplace.
Sophie Chambers Elizabeth Beard, and this question is for Bill Nye. What is the next step in the Planetary Society?
Well, we're gonna ask you all what you want to do next. People have talked a lot about building another LightSail. We can talk about that, but there's a lot of other fantastic ideas. What would you want to do? What would you want us to do next? What's going to be our next innovation project? And we hope to sponsor a contest among you all to choose the next big thing.
Inspires me about LightSail is that in 1608, Johannes Kepler looked up at a comet and had an idea: solar sailing. This idea seemed quiet for 500 years, but really, it was booming and alive in the minds of generations of scientists. Now, in my lifetime, technology has caught up to the idea. LightSail is over our heads in space right now. Let it inspire you.